This is Thatch's downsig. Thatch's downsig shoots 2 cannonballs from his blasters, lasting 30 frames for the first cannonball to come out, 36 frames for the second, and taking over a second to react at a stun. This leaves it at a pretty bad option in neutral, as a large stun time allows for pretty much any character to sweep in and find a punish. Not to mention that the cannonballs themselves are very slow, means that almost any other spacing kick is going to reach before Thatch's downsig. So why am I talking about this? As you can tell from the montage beforehand, Thatch has probably one of the best edgeguarding SIGs in the entire game. As while most SIGs that are able to go over the ledge are pretty fast and easy to use, the chance of missing the attack can cause a devastating punch from the opponent when not being careful. Thatch, however, being the GOAT he is, just doesn't care, and can downsig his opponents from the middle of the stage without much worry of being punished if the opponent is under the attack. Like, take a look at this screenshot right here. You're able to cover this much area over the ledge from this far away. But hold on. Most of the clips I showed you weren't actually me hitting downsig from far away. So what are we talking about now? Unlike most SIGs that are used for spacing, Thatch's cannonballs have a trajectory that goes over his head rather than in front of him. This may seem like a bad thing from a neutral standpoint, but being one of the only characters who has this type of trajectory, except another, he immediately has some unique abilities that most characters just don't have. One of these unique abilities is what I like to call underguarding. By using the upwards trajectory of Thatch's downsig, we can actually throw out a hitbox onto the stage while still being protected by the wall. This actually works with some other legends too, but the overall range that Thatch's provides is actually pretty impressive, as on some maps, with the right spacing, the cannonballs can reach over half of the map's length. And since Thatch doesn't move with the hitbox, you're more likely to just get hit with the cannonballs instead of respecting the signature. Underguarding really isn't the only scenario where respecting Thatch's downsig is required, especially when we're taking into account maps with zero platforms or short walls, because Thatch has a unique trait about his signature that I don't think any other legend has. Thatch downsig does not need to hit for it to be useful. Hold on a second, isn't that the whole point of the move? Wait, why is the music getting louder? To probably nobody's surprise, Thatch's downsig works phenomenally well at catching people off stage with pressure. This is amplified even more when factoring in stages like Demon Island, where timing your downsig to catch someone's low recovery will almost always guarantee a stock KO. And simply throwing out the cannonballs in general already provides an insane amount of pressure even if it's not connecting, as maneuvering around them is kind of your only option when faced with the cannonballs off stage. Since there isn't a hurt box, trying to recover a mistimed punish doesn't actually work in this scenario, and trying to go straight through the cannonballs results in that. Another thing about Thatch's pressuring, there's only a few SIGs in the entire game that can punish Thatch's downsig while being edgeguarded. These can use as useful tools against the attack, but with how risky some of them are to go for, it's more likely you'll see somebody move around downsig than try to punish it. This can put your opponent into more unfortunate positions off stage where they're more likely to just get hit by an aerial or another downsig. Like in this situation, Ragnar prematurely dodges after I deal that Sir off stage. Me seeing this, I push up with a downsig. Ragnar sees my downsig and tries to go low to touch the wall, but knowing he has no dodge, I stuff out his recovery with a down air. Ragnar has no options, he gets in the blast zone, and I win. But the pressuring that Thatch provides is only a fraction of the gimmicks that he has on his downsig. I haven't even talked about the obscure stuff that can happen when factoring in certain stages, walls, gravity cans. For almost every attack in Brawlhalla, dashing into an attack conserves your momentum, allowing to cover yourself way farther in front of you than if you weren't to dash. But if you time your inputs correctly, you can get this. By using the dash's momentum and inputting a pivot before the dash ends, we can actually turn around our side sig with the momentum from the dash. This mechanic is actually pretty good at catching people off guard. Also, some signatures are hard-coded so that way they can't do this, but anyway. Thatch's down sig, however, does this. Because of a mechanic that's hard-coded in, which doesn't allow Thatch to move backwards during the first few frames of a dash pivot, the game forcefully redirects Thatch's movement forward to release the dash momentum, which cancels out the dash animation when the down sig is inputted. When looking at this in real time, it results in this really weird looking dash pivot. But despite this cool tech on Thatch's down sig, it doesn't serve too much purpose. But that doesn't mean it's useless. Alright, that first part took way too long. But here are the rest of the interactions. By inputting a late dash and turning around into a D-sig at the right moment, you can actually fully charge the down sig into an underguarding scenario. But it's more so a party trick and not something to be used in game. Explaining this one is fairly simple. Some maps have short platforms, which allows Thatch to underguard on these maps way more efficiently than any other. The third and final one, though, gets a little more complicated. For most moves in Brawlhalla, throwing out a hitbox means your character can't actually do anything until the signature ends. And this applies to almost everyone in the cast, besides a couple outliers. One of them being our boy. But unlike Yumiko and Arcadia, whose attacks don't actually do any knockback, or unlike Sidra or Caspian, where they can only act out of their sigs for a very brief moment, Thatch's stun time ends way before the actual cannonballs reach the ground. Meaning in that time, Thatch can do end light, side light, D light. He can dodge apparently! Dash forward to apply pressure or dash backwards to take space. I don't care, you do both. Jump, jump nair, jump sair. Look at this wall, nothing else is beating. Oh. Okay, Yumiko, get out of here, you don't count. No! Weapon throw, jump into weapon throw. These are two signatures being thrown out at the same time. Ignore everything bad I said about Thatch downsing in the first minute. Cause who designed this? I mean seriously, what are we doing, man? What is BMG doing, bro? Despite everything that I've said about Thatch's downsig, it is probably the most lackluster sig in this kit. But that doesn't disregard everything I've said throughout this video. And honestly, the most fun part about this video was really just finding out what you could get away with, and what you couldn't. And I really wanted to finish this video sooner, but I did end up sitting on it for a while, to either play more Brawlhalla. No, watch this, watch this. Or Elden Ring. What is that? What is that? But this video did take a lot of effort to make, so if you really did like it, please like and subscribe. I plan to do more of these if this video does well. But if you aren't planning on being a Thatch player anytime soon, it's still fun to annoy your friends. Thanks for watching.